Welcome to Fat Daddy's Outdoor Cooking. See that onion bed right there? We outdoors today. We're fixing to pick some of them onions. They're ready to roll. All right, it's time to reach and grab some of these little darlings. This one right here, see how dried out she is? We're gonna get down in there and get her out. Real good size onion. Big old onion. Nice onion. So, any more that's dried like that, there's one right next to it too. Pull it out. And then there's one right next to it, looks like. Let's look, make sure, because if it has any green going on it, I'm going to leave it alone. Yeah, it's kind of ready. So we reach down there. I get close to it, and I just pull it straight up. There's one right there. There's just three. Then on this side, there's a lot of weeds in this bed, but on this side, we got one down here that's ready. Looks like a Vidalia. A good size Vidalia right there. I'll put it up next to something so you can see the size of it. I know it's hard to see on here. Here's one in here that's dried up. Vidalia. And another. Just go and grab them as we can, right? Uh-oh. Get it now. Get it now. Whoa, she might be a big one. Where is that? The weeds got a hold on her. Oh, that is weeds. My bad. All right, here we go. There it is right there. Little small one. Yep. This one here is pretty dried up. Let's reach down there and grab her. Him, whatever you want to call it. There it is. There's two more over here. Yeah, let's yank them. Yeah, a good size one. It's like store-bought size ones right here. Pretty good size right there. This one's still got a little green on it. I'm gonna let it suffer through a little bit longer. And then this one's doing really good. I mean, it's still got a big old green shoot going on it, so I'm gonna leave it alone. And this one too, looks like it's trying to seed. Is what that thing looks like. So let me gather these up, and we'll show you what we got. All right, y'all. Here's a store-bought one. About the size of almost a softball. Pretty close to a softball. And then here's our biggest one we pulled. Next to that store-bought one. So, pretty good size, huh? Then here's some of the more of the regular sized ones. Let me throw it up against the Dr. Pepper can so you can get kind of an idea of what size onions we're talking about here. That looks like that. Yeah. Good size. This one here is probably about the size of a baseball. Maybe a little bit bigger than a baseball. Well, about the size of a baseball. So, a lot of them did pretty good. Here's something we pulled last week. Pretty good size. And they got fertilizer. Of course, I bought them as slips, or, starts. The bulbs, they don't ever get big. Anytime I just planted the bulbs, the little old bulbs that they'll look like this right here when you get them from the store. A little bit smaller than that right there, And so I bought slips. Now, I tried my starts. I'm going to do them next year. My sets a little different next year so that we can get from seed, so we can get these big bad boys like that right there. I'm going to do them in the house, though, probably on a warming pad or something like that, so we can get some big old softball. That's huge right there. Good size onion. Funny shape, but it's a real good size onion. Also, now these are not ready to do anything with because this is all got to get dried out. So I like to put them on something that can breathe. Here's a Vidalia, a little bit bigger than a baseball round-wise. This old Vidalia onion there. So what we're going to do is let them dry completely out. They're going to be more like, they're going to get close to that, where it's all just dried out. And then we'll snip down here at the bottom, right in there somewhere, and just let her dry out the rest of the way. I leave them outside in the shade and let them dry out. Then they're going to go in the house in a cool, dark place. up underneath the bed. If you got one of them drapes that go underneath your bed or closet or whatever, off the ground preferably with cardboard where they can get some air up underneath them and stuff like that so they don't sit there and mold or, you know, newspaper can be laid out. Just gotta check to make sure that everything's cool and ready to go. You don't want you know, anything molding underneath there and start stinking or whatever. But so these are what we have so far. We've got the other two beds are codding, and we won't pull them yet. So we did 3 beds, and then of course some here sporadically, like some at the store that when that of course at the store they're nipping this off, right? You're not getting that. But some of them will start to go to, you can, like if this was a store-bought one, like, let me show you that white one. Like this right here. It's strange, but got to give you another onion right there. You know, the green comes up this side when sometimes in their store and they start greening out like this and like, oh man, you got to get them, you got to use them pretty quick. So they'll start rotting the whole onion. And this right here start growing a little bit. If you take care right there and put it in water, get them roots coming on out, or, you know, start coming out this way. That's after you just cut this end off. Cut her off, get her soaking in some water, and let them roots start tapping down. Plant that sucker and get you an onion. It's weird, but every onion, God give you another onion. It's kind of neat, but that's the way it works. I just figured I'd show you that little onion business going on right there, so thank you. Real quick, here's the ones I picked up today. Okay. That's a good one there, but there's the $1 a pound, man. These suckers are high right now, but you know, there's a buy value compared to the store-bought one. See it? Here's another one. That's about the size of a store-bought one right there. Probably that big one I had. Yeah, right there. They're about real close to the same size. So anyway, I grabbed these today. Oh, I take that back. That wasn't $1 a pound. This is a 2-pound bag for $1.59, so roughly, you know, a little over 75 cents, 70 whatever cent a piece, a pound. So anyway, we needed some for this weekend, so I grabbed a bunch of these. These are not ready yet. They need to cure out, like I said. So thank you. Well, I thought it was done, but this is the way I used to grow onions. All right, that was about as big as I ever got my onions. Little old bitty thing right there. I mean, you know, it's super small. And then I started studying up on old Alabama Gardner. And old Alabama Gardner's on YouTube. And the name of the titles of a lot of his, just look up anything he has to do with gardening, period. This guy is the king, all right? Or used to be the king of gardening. He's since passed, but the old man is real smart on showing you step by step. Some of them, he'll take his video from when he planted it all the way to when he's popping it out of the ground before you even see the video. And he shows you what he did the entire time, you know, adding fertilizer once a week, side dressing them, putting a little sulfur in there and some masmalite or masmarite or whatever it's called, different type of fertilizers. I mean, these onions got fertilizer at least once a week, light, like 13-13-13. One time I put some heavy stuff on there, but because he's saying, and go back and watch him. He's he's way more articulate than I am. He said, "Well, is this a root crop or is this, you know, a foliage crop? You know, which one is it?" And then he says, "Well, it's both. This is the root of it that we're after." But we got to have all this right here, all this growth up top here to get this thing big. And then he starts explaining to Old Alabama Gardner's the name of it. Like, share, and subscribe. He's, like I said, he's since passed, but maybe his wife, his widow, is getting the revenue off YouTube, hopefully. They're both were older people, real old, you know, like way up there in the 80s and stuff, late 80s or whatever. But he straight... he straight walks you through it all, man. I'm talking about everything. He's smart as whip. And you just got to, you know, if you got he's old school, all right? So if you got kind of a mentality that's just like, oh, man, get on with it, bud. You know, be patient. Trust me, this guy is worth listening to. Even though it may be a little bit long, just listen and just start writing stuff down, because you're going to want to go back later and go, dang, what did he say? Go. So, all right. All right. P.S. Let me clarify something right quick about old timers. So, okay, you got the New Balance shoes, right? So, I'm sitting there watching this video and I'm saying, man, he has the same shoes I got. And I was thinking, I was like, or do I have the same shoes he's got? Because it's like, those are old timer shoes. My wife says it all the time. She says, man, those are old fart shoes right there. I say, yeah, but I like them, man. They're sturdy, and you know, they ain't got all that webbing and crap where all the dirt gets in the little toe area. And she's like, yep,